Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Practice your social skills every day. It might seem basic, but let's be real. A lot of guys are having trouble just speaking to women. Let's be real, like if you really look at a lot of spaces out here, a lot of guys are they worried about looking good enough to speak to a woman, or what to say to a woman or anything. But I can say social skills, but then people say, well, what video do you have on that? Man, that's more than a video. Or what books can you read? Yeah, I think there's some books out there, but it's still more than just books. Social skills are one of those things you have to practice because, okay, first of all, let's be real. Every single woman is different. I might be able to look at women and give a general read on them. A general read, and yeah, it's deeper, but you got certain women who had the same general personality, groups of women who will have the same general personality. It could be the same culture. It could be, a bunch of things that could have maybe a group of women that can seem similar, but they still individual women. That way, so, I can say, well, say this to a woman, say this to a woman. Okay, it might work with one woman, but then it'll fail with 500 more. Or you could say, or you could read something in a book or anything like that. I still remember rather, when this one young man was like, well, what can I say to a woman to make her want to have sex with me? Dude, I wish there was something like that, because everybody will use it. There's no secrets or anything like that, because once again, every single woman is different. Now, how can you still develop the ability to talk? You have to talk. What do I say? What's the free game I give? I say, start by saying hi to at least 3 women a day. At least. Now, what that's going to do is going to open you up more, but you're also going to get rejections. You're always going to get rejections. Like I remember when, my youngest son, he definitely listens to that. And I remember we in a restaurant and this server brought something to the table and he said, how you doing? And she didn't even respond. I mean, other than that being customer service, I took it as a teaching moment. I said, you know what, every woman's not going to say hi back to you or anything like that. And that's okay. That's okay. When you say hi to 3 women a day, every woman is not going to respond. So some might just keep walking. Some might, just say something mean back, and then some will say hi. But what that is to do is to build up your muscle, because once you get used to saying hi to 3 women a day, then you can have small talk. And it can be places where they're going to talk back to you. It's surprising to me to this day that you could just be a little extra friendly with women in a checkout line or something like that. They the cashier or something, and how they gonna respond, because they get a lot of bullshit every day. So sometimes just being nice. Like I remember I was in a grocery store recently, and I could tell the young lady, she was just like, and I just say, hey, thank you, have a great day. And her response was like, oh, thank you. You have a great day. Boom. Now, I wasn't trying to talk to that woman otherwise, but it's part of your practice. See, you want to get it to the point where you can have a conversation without feeling something. Because, see, a lot of guys, they might be introverted, or they might have had a nuclear rejection, something like that, when they were young. So they got to build up their muscle. They got to build up their thick skin. Because from saying hi to at least 3 women a day, hey, you can say hi to 30 women a day. You're going to get something, but then you can start talking to them. You can start talking to random women, having a conversation with cashiers or people, women like that. Just a quick one. Don't try to force anything. Just go with the flow. Kind of let them determine the flow if you're talking to cashiers. But then random women on the street, don't try to have a deep conversation with them. Just say a hi or something. If they're interested, they will keep it going. They will talk. Sometimes that's all you need. Like the best thing to do is just say hi and then see where they go from there. And in fact, if you like that enough, If you give off that vibration enough, women will say hi to you. I remember I was in the store, leaving the store the other day, and a woman came up to me and said, "Yo, you got a smile." Yeah, I be getting it for whatever reason. Hey, for all those guys who just say, "Well, you old, you this or that." Well, women routinely say hi to them. But part of the reason is I just give a vibe like I can talk to them. See, that's something else too. That's something else. See, you just gotta practice though. You gotta practice. There's no other way. You can read all the books, you can read all the video, watch all the videos, read the books, do whatever. You still gotta go out there. And trust me, even if somebody give you a scenario in a video or a scenario in a book, I can guarantee you go out there to a woman, she ain't gonna respond differently because she ain't the woman in the book. See, that's all you gotta do. You gotta practice it. You gotta practice it. And then if you in environments where there are women like a job or something, just be friendly to the women. Just be friendly, because then you're gonna learn how they're gonna respond to you. You getting to practice talking anyway. Just don't force it. Don't be walking up to a woman and want to talk politics or something like that, or some deep ass shit. You start with hi and then go with the flow. You see, the thing is, you gotta practice with social skills. Social skills are a skill. Social skills are something that you have to practice to really learn. Because every woman, I don't care what it is, they ain't gonna respond to you the same way. Now, here's something else. It don't mean they don't necessarily like you. You don't know what's going on with them that day. That woman you saying hi to and think who's gonna be all friendly, you getting mad, but she just had a relative who died. Or she just blew it on an assignment. Or she just got something on her mind. Whatever the case. But that's why you practice. You practice. And then even when the woman don't want to say anything to you, you ain't pressed. You just like, oh, okay. In fact, you ain't even thinking like that. You be, hey, how you doing? And if you want to get to the point, she walk by, she don't say anything, you ain't thinking about it. You just said, you got to be that way. Seriously. You got to be that way. Like just talking with women and stuff. Now people will say, you invariably get somebody, how you know, Ron? Just in business, just not just personally, but in business, used to do a lot of vending. Anybody who's done some vending know you got to talk a lot. Did sales at gyms. You got to talk a lot. Just, professionally, just being an investigator, you got to talk a lot. I've just been in positions where I had to talk. I had to talk. It wasn't no ifs, ands, and buts. So you want to do that. You want to practice your social skills. Even if you're introverted. Introverted don't mean shy. Those are not the same thing. And if you shy, you can get over it. I don't care what's going on. That's why you practice. If you're introverted, you want to be able to at least talk to the women. You want to at least be able to talk to the women. Because that's what you got to. I don't care what you look like. Yeah, even if you cute, even if they think you are physically attractive, what do I always say? The women will say he was already till he opened his mouth. So you got to practice. I don't care what you look like, what position you in, something like that, In fact, it's worse if you can't talk to a woman and you're physically attractive. It's actually worse. It's worse. But if you average looking and stuff, but you got a good conversation, boom, you got to be in there. You got to be in there. You got to have it regardless of what you look like. Even with body game, you still got to be able to talk to the women. And the only way you're going to develop that skill, you got to practice it. It is a skill, but you have to practice. No ifs, ands, and buts. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.